Hey, hello, see you again. Okay, so after the offer acceptance, what are the things that can make you fail in an employment? Okay, so for typical hiring process, basically, companies starting by identifying the hiring needs and the recruitment plan and strategies, and then they will ask the hiring managers or HR will write down the job descriptions, the requirements, and then they would get approval and for the headcount and advertise for the role. So they could go for like job boards, agencies, or employee referrals or others channel and source. But then after that, they will receive a lot of CVs, and what they will do is go to review the applications, start the initial screening and perhaps the phone interviews, so that they will select and shortlist those candidates which will be going through more rounds of interviews directly with the hiring managers. And altogether, there may be some assessment tests, presentation, or some other things would happen. So if they decided to proceed further with you, of course, they will negotiate the salary offers and conduct like salary proposal on the back end, waiting for senior management to sign off and final decisions to go so that you will receive the official offer. And so what you need to do is just wait for them. And after that, so what will happen? Okay, what will go wrong? What are the things that you need to be aware of? So today's videos will be quickly introduce, the risks, then also something that you might lose a job or as well as your, personal branding as well. So I believe that it is important for you to understand as a whole program and something that you might be take considerations. Okay, so what do you think? Okay, comment below and let me know if you have any questions. Okay, if you have anything to say to ask. Okay, this is live, so just give me more support. And my name is Keith Lau, and I'm your recruitment advisor. So it's nice to meet you for so many days because today is April 29th, 2020, and day 29 of my 30 days program. So only today and tomorrow. And so I would like to tell you more about the HR process and all the hiring flow so that you know what will happen. Okay, at least you've got some expectations. Okay, and because most of the people only focus on getting the roles. Okay, submit the CVs and prepare the CVs, prepare for interviews and practice and all those things. That's good, right? And some will also go further, which is like negotiate the salary and know some more things, but they seems don't know what they can do after the offer, or is they think, hey, it's just normal, right? So what you need to be aware before you onboard, or even though you join a company, you still got probation and all those things. So how can you adapt to the company? And that is something that after the offer and what could happen. So definitely not just sit and wait for the instructions. You have to work with HR, you have to work with the company for some peer engagement, and hopefully you can understand more by following my 30 days program. Okay. So let's get started. So number one things that I want you to know is about what is offer. Okay, anyone knows, right? But in legal basic terms like 101, okay, the offer, the actions means like, okay, of course you have offer, acceptance, and also considerations. Of course, in this case, I don't see there is any like invitation to treat, but anyway, once they called you, okay, remember the situation is they will give you the offer like, okay, we would like to offer you this amount of money, okay, and what do you think? So even though it's a verbally that they could constitute an offer, and that is legal binding. So because they already offer you, some money, that means to considerations. And if you say yes on the spot at the time, so that should be a deal, and that's the company should confirm everything, okay, and of course they will confirm everything before they call you an email, right? But if you say yes, then that is done, okay, and they have to deliver this good news to you, and you're hired. And so even though, right, I don't know, it's like financial crisis or coronavirus or whatever, they should be committed. They have already hired you. But then, of course, you will think that, hey, look, or you argue that I never worked with them, okay, or I haven't signed an employment contract. It's all more written and more secure thing, and also I haven't seen any employment details yet. Right? It's only a phone call. So even though I accept it, so what? Or I don't start on day one, then so on, right? So that's okay for you. I mean, in your side, there's no problem. But for the company, what I mentioned about is they already offered you on the phone or by email and should be the employment contracts already. So you don't need to wait for the start date and you are secure the job offer. Um, but remember, this is only conditional. If if you have to fulfill some of the requirements and criteria, such as reference checks, background checks, or you have to submit the signed employment contracts by which day, and also maybe you have to accept the employee handbook as well. So it's a whole package. Until you do something like that, until they have fulfilled it, they're satisfied that your performance and all those things, then it will be real offer. So employment offer and details sketches out all the terms and conditions which the employment will be offered to the prospective employees to you, and including, of course, the salary, monthly payments in your banks, the benefits like medical leaves or insurance that you might get, job responsibilities that you were going to do, reporting duties, reporting managers, and working hours, the start date, and other things that normally you see in the job employment letter, right? Of course, you can negotiate a better offer. Okay, as I told you before, some days earlier, right? That the video is called "How to Handle the Counter Offers" and how you can choose from different offers, right? So go to watch it if you did not. Okay, just follow my 30 days program, and also cover if your current companies have any counter offer to ask you to stay. So what you should do, okay, so that you could have some explore some ideas for you. And here I want you to be aware that the necessary process and how you can work well with the HR. So how can you, I mean, in your side, is we effectively resign from your current job? Because at the end of the day, what I mentioned about the reference check and all those things, if obviously they will go to ask the HR, your managers, or even the teammates, or I mean anyone, I don't know, right? Your referee that you provided. So make sure that you ensure the success, and of course you build the relationship with them. And so that's why you have to manage to resign, process smooth, okay? And this is for you to prepare for your new job and new start day, okay? So if you accept an offer, do you also reject other offers or other interviews? Okay, so we will discuss later. And of course, for onboarding or what you need to be aware, and you can quickly adapt to the company. That's all those things will be today or maybe tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, second thing. Seems that employment contracts is legal binding, as I mentioned. As I said, for you, even you signed and did not show up for the first day, that will be okay. But think about it. I mean, you don't need to pay back. I mean, you don't pay anything for the company if you just skip that and don't work, right? But how about your personal reputation, your branding, your image, your impressions to other people? Or I mean, in your field, in your space, in the area, you are the industry expert or something. So if you don't go to that company, so it will be really a problems, okay, and might have problems. So you have to think carefully before you accept any offer. You know what? I tried once before. It's just my personal experience. That is a recruitment firm. I got an offer, and then even though they invite me for Friday gatherings, normally right, have drinks and meet people, and then I know some people as well. So that's good events. And then later on, I decided not to join, and I informed them, but they're not happy. They just want me to start even the same day, and but then I didn't go that, and I keep email and say sorry, but you know what? They just say that, okay, we will never offer you anything, okay, and we will never do anything, we will never help you, okay, our relationship ends, okay. That's how bad, right? So certainly this is something that might be ruined your things, okay, your work and what you build, all right. So don't do that, okay. Think about this before you join. And again, you may argue because I don't like some of the contract terms. So even though I signed, I don't want to work, or I don't think that the role is good for me. Okay, that's fine. But after you go back and carefully think that this is not good for you, but that you also need some skills, okay, to negotiate with them, to tell them, and not just hey send an email, inform them, or just don't show up in the first day, and that would be not good, right? So if you're not happy with the contract terms that you mentioned, okay, try to tell them before you sign, of course, how can they revise. Again, no one telling you that the contract terms is standard, is for everyone, right? It should be only you and the company at that time. So should be able to tailor make. But of course, I will tell you how many times if you tell to HR, then they just say, okay, it's standard, I can't change it. I need to ask legal, and this is only okay. I mean, the con terms is okay, just read it and okay. So they don't normally give you any choices. But again, you can try to negotiate with them, okay, and see if anything that you can change or delete some courses. But so after that, I mean, they say no, okay, then you have to carefully think about whether you like this role and whether you really want to accept this offer, right? Otherwise, then you join and then you're not happy, or if you like me, okay, you didn't join, and then they will badmouth you. And so don't underestimate this kind of problems and this kind of power, which is because they're people managing something, right? So you don't know what's people's reactions at the end of the day, right? So even that's what happened, and then that will affect your next company, affect that another company you join, right? You never know that, nowadays LinkedIn, you can find everyone. They just send a message, okay, and tell that you're not good, right? I don't know, right? So basically you have to well manage this. And so if they ask you to sign a contract, normally they will give you a few days until the offer expired or something, and then you need to sign it and return it using what the preferred method, like email or mail or whatever, and then that will be legally binding, okay? And then this is just some paperwork, and after that the company will have a lot of things to do. I mean, your onboarding, they may ask IT to set up your computers or account, and then they need to prepare for your desk or something. So good companies always prepare something good for you, like the induction or orientation programs, so they ensure that you're happy and you can settle in, and the hiring process doesn't end just by finishing the signed offer letter. So this is what HR will do normally. And nowadays you still need people to engage and join the company, and they're happy. So this will be helping them to grow in the long term and give them continuous support for learning and development. And many companies are doing this right now, pre-employment engagement, and then they will ask you like watch videos, or you can do anything in the systems already. So for example, normally Workday, then you can change your photos or whatever. Then you've got something to do, right? So this is something why if you sign a contract, then go for that, because otherwise it wastes a lot of time and energy and effort, right? And number three, carefully reside that I mentioned and ensure the reference check. So your present and the latest of the most previous role, which about like normally less than 5 years, okay, or less than 3 roles, okay. So this is the most critical. So you need to build a relationship with your ex-boss, your teammates, even the HR, and someone that you can help you with, because you don't know what they would go to do. They might hire agency to do that. They might do it themselves, and the HR basically will go to reach out people, and you don't know which one to reach, right? And another case I just you want to share with you is that um, sometimes maybe if you join a new company and then suddenly your HR may call you and say, sorry, we need to terminate you, we need to end the contract because you tell lies, or because you done something wrong. So even though you join a company, and then you still have the risk of losing that employment, right? Because your employers will find out something which they don't know, and then they will also think that this is not what they expected in the contract, right? So this leave very, very good bad impression. And even though you feel nothing wrong, then people will just have the impression that you are not good because the previous boss said you are not good, right? So I tried once before again, okay, when I was really, really young. It's just first 1 or 2 jobs, right? I don't care. I don't know, because I'm just young. And then I resigned, and then um, anyway, I joined another new companies, and then one day HR really called me and meet with HR together with the senior manager and asked me, hey, by the way, I received the reference check from your previous company. So they said that you're not good. Okay, can you explain something? So what's happened? And is it you got very bad relationship or something? So they would have some scenarios like these, okay, to talk to you. So do you want that? Of course not, right? So by the way, um, when is a good time to resign to make that smooth the process? So let me ask you another question: is do you really want to leave? Okay, so if yes, I mean, I really make that up my mind and I resign. So it's better in Monday morning, right? Because Monday morning everyone has Monday blues, very busy, and the boss is having meetings and unhappy because of the raising the target or something. As I mentioned about your interviews, right? The bad time for interview is actually Monday morning. So same as resign, okay. But then you may say, oh, it's pretty awesome, okay. When I just Monday morning and then give the resignation letter, right? Or I mean, you could do it in Friday afternoon. Everyone is thinking about what's to do, where to go for the weekends, or they already prepared to leave, okay, and after 5 or something. Then again, it's cool things for you. Hey, I resign, I quit. Okay, that's pretty good. But that seems like not really the correct way or the best way, because this is not the good timing, because they can't do anything. Of course, they will not do anything because it seems that you are motivated and determined and really passionate to leave that company using these inappropriate times. So they will never able to say, hey, please stay, right? Or I mean, at least you need to think about, they need some time to plan about the handovers and all those things. So just give people some time, right? So I think the best time would be, a bit more relaxed after lunch, and then you make an appointment or something to your boss, and then really, saying sorry or something, okay, but you move on because of you find a new job, and then give them some constructive feedback, something that what you can help, suggest that the transition. So this will be a proper handover, and then they might also do something to save, just like to save the marriage or something. So do something. Hey, can you stay, or is it your notice period can be negotiated, or if we can't offer, then what do you think? So that could be a better relationship at the end of the day, right? So uh, people just hate people doing bad things. So treat them well and respect, okay? And even though you don't like that, you don't like the company, you still have to do something like that, right? So then they may, yeah, could possibly consider some kind of offers. And again, depends on whether you really wanted to leave or not. Okay, but I strongly recommend you not to stay because you already made up your mind before you find jobs. Right, there's some already 30 days okay, you find a job, right? So. And also, I mentioned in previous video again. So it could be I mean, it could not make your promise at the end of the day, right? Or okay, maybe it's I don't know your ultimate strategy is to ask for promotions or getting more salaries. I don't know, but it just depends on whether you really want to leave. And by the way, even though you've used your strategies to ask for more promotion and money, don't do this twice or 3 times or 4 times. Only do once, okay? People know, right? So regarding the reference check, okay, what people will do, they, as I said, hire an agencies like First Advantage or something, or they do it themselves, the in-house, but depends on their different HR policy and procedures. For maybe, I don't know, manager's grade or director's grade, then they will do 3 or 5 or more, right? Or junior grade and 1 or 2, or even don't do that. And I mean, they will go to check your company and your education, and also, they will have a phone call with your referee or something. So sometimes you might just send an email, okay, because everyone is busy, so to fill in, okay. And sometimes, for example, university or something, they might not provide information, even though HR is doing that for for friendship. I mean, it's just extra things, okay. You might not. How can you get my confidential information and performance things, right? Or just tells you about the basic things like, okay, your job titles, I confirm that you work here and the work period. That's it, right? So it depends. Different companies and different practice, but yeah, they will check everything if they want. Okay, so sometimes they will check your performance, the job title, their working period, the salary, and also sometimes they will crazy. Not crazy, but education or work, of course, right? But credit checks, okay, especially for banks, whether you are bankrupt or anything, or criminal record, or whether your real identity is fake or not, right? And also body check, drug test, alcohol test, or even driving record. So everything they would consider, and they at the end of the day, they have some rooms for them to think about whether they would like to proceed with you or not, right? So that is what they do. And I think the most important thing is the qualitative, I mean, the phone call, okay, with your referee. That is the best way, okay, to know your performance. So other things that you have considered is, for example, how to handle other offers or other interviews that would be happen. For me, I think, yeah, the job offer that you take and accepted is a major commitment for you as well. So it's also a big investment for your new employer, and they put a lot of money for the whole hiring process. So respect that, and then you should honor them as well. So if you withdraw, then will damage your reputation, as I mentioned earlier. And so I believe it's inappropriate that if you continue further discussions with other potential employers, and once you accept or sign the offer, right? So otherwise, I mean, you make yourself in trouble. And think about that. Every time I'm saying, hey, which one is better, which one is better, and then compare, about different companies and roles, then you will be unhappy because you made wrong decision at the end of the day. So if you join a new company and then you say, why don't I take that offer, right? That's not good. So in my 15 years working experience and finding so many jobs, I would always recommend you, the company offer you is already very good. Okay, you have the luck, you have the good company that see your talents, right? So stick with them, okay, and see what happens. Perform well and try to do your best. Don't just because of change, I want to change, and then or new offer is better, right? Always better. No, it's not the case, right? So anyway, I would say anything is possible, right? So if you have another offer to consider, and after you join the company, so you need to think carefully about what you want. But it also depends on different people and different stages. For example, of course, if I'm a fresh graduate, then of course I want to learn more, right? So I need to consider the future development and the career path, right? Whether we've got promotions and how about this company, is it the boss is good or something. And so you see the potential working in this company, what you can get. Okay, it's not only about money, it's about the exposure and whether they will give you the chance, the opportunities to learn and do new things. But if you are like, I don't know, mid 30s or 40s, then you've got a family to provide or something. So money may be important for you at this stage, and you should fight for the best salary offer and find a role that you are good at, okay? Because people buy your skills and expertise, and then you can perform in that role. So because of that, the company wants to to pay more money, and then they want you to do the things that's not learning again. So this is why how you can choose to offer. But then, okay, I don't know, maybe in other cases like, okay, if you're a full-time working mom, or I'm not sure whether you need more time to develop some other interests, some other skills or your business or whatever, I don't know, even volunteer services. So you might need more work-life balance. You might need the company provide more better benefits and perhaps working environments, flexibilities, better people, and the place that you can work well and happy. And this is more important because at the end of the day, this is the job satisfactions that you will get, right? So I guess that this is your considerations for these, and perhaps sometimes it might be okay traveling, right? Sometimes of course young people they want traveling, but a little bit experienced people they may not think that traveling is maybe a burden, right? So it also depends, okay? And so different stages of life is what is your consideration. And I want to be clear again, as I said, sometimes it depends on luck and chemistry of the hiring managers, and sometimes you may try and error because you never know until day one you join the new companies, okay? Because day one they will show you about the real toilets and the pantry and the real people and the desk, okay? And what exactly you need to do, and then they discuss what you need to do. So you never don't know, right? So this is the most important. You have to think about, or you ask more people, do research from the Google or Glassdoor or whatever. So make that decision and try to stick with that company. Okay. So come on, yes, if you think so. I'm so sorry. I just have one more minutes again. Okay, even though it's almost the end of the program. So if you find your ideal next roles already, congratulations, and please treasure it. And we still have some more to cover tomorrow, which is I would say how to prepare for the first day for the whole onboarding programs, and so how you can adapt to companies to make sure that you pass the probation and happy at the end of to work with this company for more years, right? This is important that you spend a lot of hours working. And I'll see you tomorrow. This is the last day, and then we also have one extra day, which is a free, I would say, graduation, but it's a free group coaching call again while Zoom. So at that time, I will tell you the whole philosophy and then tell you more about LinkedIn strategies. And then you could like a trial one or for my inner circle, right? So this is what exactly what will happen. And so this will be on May 1st. 10:30 p.m. Hong Kong time, but this is only for invitation. Someone who have a relationship with me in the mailing list, and also maybe if you're interested, then you send me a direct mail, direct message. I'm gonna send you the link. So I just want to see who and how many people are following me on this 30 days program. So yeah. If you want to attend, yeah, please, because it's only limited for 100 people in 40 minutes. So prepare for your questions and get the link from me. And by the way, I think the summary is all the hiring process is communication things. Okay, business is always about these issues. Okay, so how you can work with them, and whenever you send CV, your interviews, it's always like email script, always like the script that I tell people. So what do you think? Because I do have a resources toolkit, and I do have some email scripts and templates that help you to finding the job opportunities, what you need to say, and then throughout the whole process, even though, okay, I have 2 offers right now, so how can I choose that? So these all are communications around email. And then this is good for you if you want to buy from what I prepared. Okay, so there's all scenarios, all cases already. So you can get this again. The link is www.next-role.com/resources. Okay, RESOURCES. Okay, next-role.com/resources. So let's see if you want to buy it and help you with the whole hiring process. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. And tomorrow will be our last day. Okay, excited. Okay, bye bye.